Hello, everybody. My name's DeMarr Zimmerman. I'm glad to be here today. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about some really exciting stuff. I'm going to go ahead and get started here. Let me share my screen and let me do the slideshow. Okay, everybody. Glad to have you here. My name is DeMarr Zimmerman. I am an independent distributor for a company called Gobi. I am very excited to talk to you about what's been going on in my life in the last 2.5 years. I am an entrepreneur, a fly fisher, a father, and a friend. I have been in the industry for since 1991. I started my first venture in the network marketing space. I was successful. I started becoming successful. I finally figured out how to do the business by learning from other people and keeping it very simple. I finally decided to listen to people, and I started to work the business, and I was successful in about when I turned into I've always made money at network marketing. I've always made money. I've always made more money than what I spend, but I started seeing success early on, and then I saw real success. I really hit my stride when I was about 40.
Recording in progress.
And I've got, can you mute yourself? There we go, Jeff. Let me do that, mute everybody. So what I did is I started to learn and teach and learn the process of duplication. And I learned that if you can't duplicate what you're doing, network marketing really doesn't work. And I found out that you've got to do things at the lowest level of competency. In other words, you've got to do things that the average person can do. An 8-year-old can do. So I started teaching things and concepts about that. And I also found out that the average person isn't looking to make $1 million a year at network marketing. Sure, they'd love to do that. They'd love to have a 6-figure income, but they're just looking for enough money to cover a car payment or a house payment or something like that. That's what they're looking for, so that they can supplement their income. Good friend of mine years ago said that the number one commodity in the world today is supplemental income. And he was talking about personal commodities, things that that most people don't believe are tangible. It's very difficult for people to believe that you can start something like we are talking about here and walk away from it and continue. Robert Kiyosaki says that wealth is when you start doing something and it continues. If you want to know how wealthy you are, stop working. And when the money quits coming in, that's how wealthy you are. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. Is I'm going to talk about how to turn $500 into $500 a month in residual income. First of all, what is residual income? Income that comes in and it's reoccurring. It comes in after you stop doing the work. And most people are used to linear income. That's where they trade time for dollars. Those are jobs. You have a job, you go to work. I call it the 40-year career. You go to work for 40 years or for 40 hours a week for 40 years, and you get a $40 watch. And you get some retirement. You might get some benefits from that, but most people don't even get that nowadays. So we're talking about income that comes in after you start something. So you start it. One of the things that I learned a long time ago, we do not get paid for what we finish in this industry. We get paid for what we start. And if we start well, we finish well. So it's about getting the ball rolling. A friend of mine who was one of my mentors said it this way. He said that if you start a snowball and down a hill, when you're first packing it, get it going, it doesn't roll very well. You have to coax it along. And eventually, once there's enough snowpack on it, it will roll down the hill by itself and pick up more snow and more snow and more snow. And by the time it's down the end of the mountain, it's huge. It becomes a monster. So that's what we're talking about, is we're talking about taking $500 out of your pocket today, turning that $500 into $500 a month. And all you have to do is a little bit of effort. Those who are interested in another way to do that, I'll talk to you later. You can private message me and I'll talk to you a little bit about it. But I'm going to talk a little bit more about this concept of residual income versus linear income. How do you turn 500 into monthly residual income? You should have a network of people that like and trust you. Now, there's people out there literally that don't, but the average person has about 300 or 400 people that like and trust them and that would listen, at least listen to what you have to offer. Now, what I've taught people is you don't try to sell anything when you're working a business like this. What you do is you try to do some things that make people interested. For example, if you have relevant products that people use on a regular basis and that they need, then you're going to have a much greater chance of seeing success. And you also have to have a way that's easy for people to try it. So you've got to put some a little bit of money in to the sampling program, and I'm going to talk more about that. You have to have a system where people can make money very simply, just by doing a few simple things and then duplicating that process, and it's easy for people to do. So you have to have those 4 things, in my opinion, in order for you to create a monthly residual income. Products that are relevant. Let's talk about that. Okay. Who do you know that needs to lose weight? Well, 70% of America needs to lose weight. They're either obese or overweight. Who do you know that drinks coffee? Well, there's 400 million cups of coffee consumed every day in America. That's a lot of coffee. So there's a lot of people that use that product. Who do you know that drives a car or a truck with a combustion engine? That means with gas and diesel, that uses gas and diesel. A lot. Fuel is the #1 physical commodity in the world today. 2 is coffee. And I don't know where weight loss products are, but it's pretty high up there. So those are the things that we have in our company. Let me talk a little bit about our supplement for weight loss. So again, I said this was a study that was done 2 years ago. 75% of America's men are either overweight or obese. So we have a product that suppresses your appetite so that you don't want to eat. 67% of women are either overweight or obese. And so this product helps them. I've tried everything from the moon and back. I've tried Atkins. I've tried the needle in the legs. I've tried the diabetes stuff. I've tried the intermittent fasting. I've tried all that. But when I have a family party or something like that, I always end up eating more than I should. I have compulsive eating, and so disorder. So I'll eat when I'm nervous and stuff like that because I feel hungry. And there's only one product that I've used over the last 40 years that's made it so that I could keep the weight off, and it's our Win product. This is me, January of 2022. Okay, that's what I look like, or 2023. That's what I look like. I was 292 pounds, and I lost 78 pounds and have kept it off. Last year I lost it. I've kept it off and I've stayed leaving it off. I'm actually about 217 right now. But I fluctuate about 5 pounds on a regular basis. But this product works and I've used it, and all you do is take 2 tablets. That's all you do, 2 tablets. Coffee. We have a Malaysian gourmet roasted coffee. Now, 99% of all coffee in Malaysia is double roasted. Very rich, very gourmet. It has reishi mushrooms and maca root. I'm not going to explain those to you. Go research those. You'll find out that they take the acidity out. It's very good for your clarity, mental clarity. There's a lot of benefits, and we have that, and it makes it so that coffee isn't bitter. It's very, very good, high quality coffee. And we call our coffee smart coffee because it is smart to drink our coffee. You can buy it for less than $1.50. Most of the time it's closer to $1.15, $1.10, right around there. The average person uses drinks about 2 to 3 cups of coffee a day. So if you're in a household of 2, it's usually about 4 to 6 cups of coffee people will use. So we have a great product that people consume on a regular basis. We have a fuel tablet that's a catalyst. It won the Nobel Prize. The catalyst won a Nobel Prize back in 1973. It creates a cleaner emissions, which makes your car more efficient. So it burns. It takes care of about 40% more, takes the emissions out of your car about 40% more than if you don't use it. And because of that, it gives you better fuel mileage. This is something that when the prices went up, I've been using this for a long time. I've used it in my van, which is a diesel. It works really well, and it also helps you on the DEF fluid that you have to put in a diesel, and it makes it so you don't have to put as much in. I was putting in a lot every couple, 2 or 3 gallons a month when I was living in my van. And now it's about 2.5 months that I have to do that with that when I started using it, it's about 2.5 months that before I'd have to put that fuel, DEF in. I use it on my Tacoma that I got last year, that I go up in the mountains a lot. It's just a great product to have and use because it will save you money on your fuel. And it will give you better emission. It will give you more torque and more oomph to your engine. So how do you make money? Well, we have 8 ways that you get paid. And that's a lot. To me, that it's overwhelming to all the different ways, but there are 8 ways and they're really simple. But when I look at it all, I'm going, wow, that's a lot. Well, no, I focus on one. If you focus on the champion rewards, then what happens is all the other rewards start to work together and you start making money with all the different ways you get paid. So I'm going to focus on that because that's where the money is. That's how you teach people to build the business. Okay. The champion bonuses or rewards, there's the bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. And the bronze is where you get, you find 2 people that want to use your product and make money, and you help them find 2 people and your product's paid for. If you're using $150 a month of product, that product is paid for if those people do the same thing. And that's every single month. That's not once. The silver bonus, if you use $150, which isn't hard to do, on our system, and you find 3 people to do the same thing, so you get on a subscription. You subscribe to $150 worth of product every month, and you help 3 people do the same thing, and then you help them find 3 people. Guess what happens? You're going to make $450 just on this bonus, plus you're going to make money off of the other bonuses that you get. And I'm going to show you how that works. Okay, so there's also the 2-team pay. So if you start building teams of people, or if you start building and help just find 2 people that are willing to do this, and then they find people and it works out to 10 people, you make 10 to 20% of the lesser volume. So those are 2 legs. You make 10% of the lesser leg. And if you do the math, 10 times 1,300, that's $13,000 on each leg. It's pretty significant income you can make by just getting this started. Now, I want you to emphasize, all you're doing is getting it started. If you start well, you finish well. I learned that a long time ago. You don't have to spend all your life building a network. I spend most of my time fly fishing and with my grandkids and doing things other than what I'm doing now, because I've learned how to focus and get this stuff done and duplicate that process. How do you find people? Well, you've got your Facebook, you've got your Instagram, you've got what other social networks you have, and you have your phone. The combination, there was a study and a survey that said that the average person that has a phone that's on Instagram and Facebook has an average of about 500 people that they have that would either recognize or know who they are and would listen if you just say the right things. If you don't try to sell them, all you're going to do is tell them. So we're going to get rid of the sell word, because I don't sell, I tell. And that's what we're talking about. So what do you say? Well, you say things like this: who do you know that would like to lose weight in the next 30 days? Now, if you've got 500 people in your arsenal or your network, and you ask that to that many people, and you've got about 70% of the population or of your friends on average that need to lose weight, some of those people are going to say, what? Me. And then I'm going to talk to you about what to say after that. Do you know anybody that drinks coffee? Do you drink coffee? Have you taken the smart coffee quiz? If you ask that question, guess what people are going to say? I drink coffee. What is the smart coffee quiz? Okay, and I'm going to tell you how to do that. How would you like to get an extra 2 to 4 miles per gallon on your car or truck? Ask that question to people. You're not selling anything. You're asking a question. And if you'll ask intelligent questions like that, guess what people do? They answer those questions. So how do you find the people? You ask the questions in the area that these people are. For example, on your phone, start texting people. You've got plenty of time to text. This is a text that I use all the time religiously. Do you drink coffee? Yes. Have you ever taken the smart coffee quiz? No. Click on the link below and take the smart coffee quiz. Then add your information for a free sample of smart coffee. They click on the link, they fill out their information, and you're going to get a text that they did it. And the system is so cool. Same thing on social media. I sent this out just a little while ago, got 5 or 6 people that responded to it. And every time I do something like this, all I do is I just take pictures of coffee and I ask these questions. If you haven't taken the smart coffee quiz, now I'm focused on coffee because it's such a powerful drug. It's such a thing. Everybody drinks coffee. They laugh and they make fun of their coffee. They do all sorts of stuff. But I do this on social media, Instagram and Facebook, and people respond back. And so those are just 2 simple ways. Now, then what you've got to do is sample. We created a sample program. It's the Gobi sample program. It's called the Pro Tools. And what happens is that if you send somebody, if you want to use our system, you can send a sample of the wind product for weight loss, or a sample, 3 cups of coffee of sample coffee to people, and that includes the 3 days of sample and the shipping and the tracking that goes along with it. If you do the weight loss, it's going to cost you $10 for each package you send out. Now you do the math. That's not that much. And also, anybody in your group that does it, it's commissionable. So when they send samples out, you're going to get that volume is going to go towards your to-pay volume, and you can make money as they do that. So you can make money while people are building a business. Now, to get this system, and you also get a bunch of videos with it, you get all sorts of stuff. To get this, it's $9 a month for the ability to send out samples. On the samples for the coffee, they're only $7.50 to ship out. And there's a nice card that goes along with each one of those that you can send out. This is what it looks like. Once you do this, you get these samples. My samples, you'll notice that I have 4 wind samples available in the US. I have 1. I bought these and they sit there until you use them. You'll notice which I use most. I have 154 coffee samples. I used to have about 600 in there. I send samples all the time. Now, mind you, there's a one-time purchase, whether they want to do the business with you or not, that you get paid when they join you and buy the product. So those one-time purchases, I get about 40% of the people that sample that buy, 40 to 60. It depends on the month. 40 to 60 people. So I never pay for my samples. They pay for them because they come in and join me, and I get paid an upfront commission for doing it. But you can do this in Canada and the United States. And the samples these are people that I've sampled. Okay. And some of those people haven't responded, so I can redeem it back if they don't reply. So I get them back. And then once I sent them, then I get a series of texts through the process of them getting it. And it's really a cool system. So that's how that works. Okay, so how do you get the samples out? Once they tell they're interested, you type in their name, it creates a link, you copy the link and send them the link. They fill it out. You do not have to send the samples out. They're automatically samples. The samples are triggered. When they're triggered, when they fill it out, you're going to get a text. When it's shipped, you're going to get a text. When it's delivered, you're going to get a text. And there's a QR code that's on the card. If they scan that, you're going to get a text. So when you get their text, it has their phone number and their email and their name. So you know who filled it out, you know who it got shipped, you know all of the stuff when it's delivered, and you have that. So it has a follow-up system that you will not find in any other company. So this is on the weight loss. On the coffee, you have 2 things. You can send them a link. You do the same thing. You put their name in, it creates a link. You can send them a link without the quiz, or you can click on this side over here on the right side, and that one has the quiz. And it's a quiz that asks them just a few simple questions about coffee. One of the questions is that I find very, very subtle is that, does your company pay you to drink coffee? So it puts in their mind that they can get paid for doing this. So our sample system's real easy to use. I use it regularly. I sent out 2 again this morning, and I do this all the time. I got in the habits. Habits predict your future, and you can make it a habit to do this. Now, all we do is 4 simple things, and we teach this to people. Number 1, you subscribe to $150 worth of product every month. Number 2, you start asking the questions to people, and they're not intrusive questions. They're not probing questions. They're just asking, do you drink coffee, or do you know anybody who wants to lose weight? I focus on the coffee because I find that gives the best results for me anyway. Then I sample the product. I let them try it. Okay. And then those who want it afterwards, after they get the coffee, I ask them, I text them and I say, how'd you like the coffee? I really liked it. I didn't like it that well. Oh, it's really good. Well, would you like to buy some? And then I go, if they say yes, I say, great. And then I tell them how to buy it. It's real simple. I send them the link. They purchase what they want. And then I ask them if they want to make money at it. I'd say, how would you like to make money by drinking coffee? And if they say yes, then I show them this system. And this system works very well. And those that want to join me, remember, I only have to get 3 or 4 or 5 of these people doing this, of the people that I know doing this. And a lot of these people, if they're drinking coffee, they might as well get paid for it. And that's what that is. And I have these calls. If you're afraid to talk to people, I have these videos, and I have this call every Sunday night that talks and explains it. So that's it. 4 simple steps. That's all we do. So that's it, folks, tonight. If you have any questions, you can private message me on social media. I'll be glad to help you. If you need some help and coaching, and anybody that calls me or texts me or private message me, I will help you build this. I will help you get your 3. I will help you and teach you how to help those people get their 3. I will even help them get their 3 just by doing this process and teaching them how to do it. I want you to succeed. This is the simplest thing that I have ever done in my whole entire life. And this is something that's really, really, really special. And I think that you're going to like it if you do it. The worst case scenario, what you're going to do is you're going to put $500 into the plan. Now, where does the $500 go? 150 of it goes to your personal product. Then the rest you buy samples, and then you start sampling your way to the top. That's what I started doing. That's why I've been successful. I've been in the business for 2 years, over 2 years now with Gobi. I make multiple 6-figure incomes with the company. It's treated me very well, and it ought to treat you well too. And I do it part-time. I don't do it full-time. Never have. I've always focused on the power of part-time because there's so many other things that I like to do. So I do and spend a specific amount of time every week doing it. So thank you for being on the call. I appreciate it. If you have any questions whatsoever, would love to communicate with you and talk to you and work with you in any way that you would want to work with me. So have a good one, and we appreciate you being on the call tonight. Thank you, everybody, and have a good evening.
Thanks, DeMarr. Appreciate it.